Yes, the tag. We're sitting on a couch.
Yes, the couch.
I got notes. What are we talking about?
Couch notes. All right, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, and then we've got PAX to talk about. So we're going to get through just a little bit of the regular news that you guys expect every week on the tech, and then we are going to take you all around PAX, see some games, check out the hardware. There's not a lot of hardware here this year. It's kind of strange, but we do have.
There's a lot of games. There's a lot of games. We'll get into that in a minute. Let's talk about news first.
Yeah.
We're going to not get ahead of ourselves because I will start talking and they'll be like, dude, doesn't that guy shut up?
So
No.
the leaked budget from the NSA shows that they've been giving the telecommunications companies millions of dollars for network access. Do you even understand how ridiculously corrupt this is?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they've been giving them millions of dollars. It's like, it's compensating them for their time. It's not so much that they're paying them for the data, it's that they're compensating them for their time, which is the bullshit way of saying they're getting paid off to hand over.
Well, I met a guy, because I've been saying over and over again that the NSA can see everything, right?
Yeah.
They can see everything you do, everywhere you go. But I met a guy in a bar, and after several drinks, he was like, listen, I used to work for Time Warner. This guy is going to remain totally nameless. And he was the guy at Time Warner that was responsible for all the NSA data requests. So the NSA would come up and say, like, hey, we want everything on this guy. And the reason that he told me this was because I kept saying that the NSA can read everything. And he was like, no, they cannot, dude. And I was like, yeah, they can. And he was like, no, they cannot. And I was like, okay, then tell me why they can't. And he goes, because I know if they do not go through a hub in which the NSA has, set up some sort of a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Set up
well, I don't know exactly what term you're looking for, but basically if they don't have we'll call it a choke point. It's just a spot where
point.
all the data that's being passed around on the internet will go through this hub, and they'll be listening on this hub. But if it doesn't go through, if you're in this section of the world and this section of the world, and they're talking to each other, but the hub that they're listening on is here, 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 and here, and then these things just pass between these two, they won't pull any of the data out of here, and that's what I think you were saying before. And then when you explained that to me, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm guessing that they're, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, probably Seattle, Dallas, Miami, and maybe LA, and those would be the places because those are the big, maybe Atlanta. That was the other one.
Atlanta, yes.
And because those are knowing what I know about just the way the internet in North America works, is that's where all of the major hubs of the internet being passed around are.
So if it doesn't go through there, then the NSA has to call up these cable companies, and they are obviously going to need to compensate them for their time. So that seems like what's going on here. But yeah, they're getting paid through the NSA's Corporate Partner Access Project because the NSA needs access to all the information on those lines. So they do not actually have access on their own. They have to use the telecommunications companies.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if I saw this article or if it was one of the ones we pulled up here that we're going to go into. But wasn't Google also on the list of things that were getting paid off?
It didn't specifically say here on this website. This is BGR, but let me go ahead and open up this other. I could just do this.
Well, I know this is going on, but I don't know. Everybody's getting like their pockets lined, but it's not like a bribe, and that's where the weirdness is. It's not like they're being bribed. It's look, we don't want to do this because this takes man hours. This takes this. Well, okay, well you're going to do it. Here's some compensation for these people who are actually having to do this work.
Well, the amount of requests they are making would cost these companies millions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to be having to hire somebody full-time like this dude that you're talking about to actually handle these requests, and it's...
Well, here's the problem with all this. So they really want to tell the American people...
Yeah, Google and Microsoft both.
Yeah, Google and Microsoft. Well, and a lot of other companies do as well, but they want to, they want to say, hey, here's how many requests we're getting, and here's what's going on, but the secret FISA courts, freaking secret courts with secret rulings.
I don't understand what the whole purpose of a secret court is, because the whole point of the judicial system is that it's public to a certain extent. There's certain things that are behind closed doors, but those aren't secret. They're just, protecting the privacy of a minor.
So you get a redacted document and all that.
All that kind of jazz. But secret courts in general, like, oh, hi, we had a secret court meeting earlier, and you guys are all under arrest for a bunch of crap that I can't tell you about. But you're under arrest for.
What? We can't. What are the charges? We can't tell you.
We can't tell you, but you're being charged with something, and it's big.
Trust me, they're bad.
I think we should just do that. I think we just walk around and start arresting people, and then just say that it's bad. You're being under arrest, and just start randomly grabbing people off the streets.
That would be amazing.
It'd be fun. But yeah,
so anyway,
Google and Microsoft.
Yeah, Google and Microsoft are kind of sick of it, and they've done everything they can. They really want to. They feel like it's their constitutional right to tell the American people, hey, this is what's going on. But no. So they're actually suing the government. Google and Microsoft are suing the government so that they can just release this information.
And this is one of those things where this is like the loophole in the legal system that we have. It's kind of nice that you can do this. It's basically they're saying, hey, look, we're being told this, so let's file an entire line of legal argument that this is why we need to be able to do this, and then the courts are having to be as unbiased as possible.
It looks like it's going to be a FISA court.
Oh, let's screw that.
Oh, in good news, New Zealand has made all software patents. All the
Pallets
software
of patents?
There are no more software patents in New Zealand.
Nice.
Done. None.
Go
Zero.
Kiwis.
Yes. Now this does not mean. What was that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, you see, the
Right?
string of
And
code
couldn't you-
falls under like a copyright. So if I write a piece of code that does something, let's say, I don't know, I write a Notepad program. That code that makes this Notepad program is copyrighted because I wrote the code. But you can't go, oh, I have a patent on notebook programs.
Or slide to unlock, which is what
Yeah.
Apple always did. I mean, like,
Slide to unlock. You know what? I'm sorry, but slide to unlock, that's like a slide lock. Those things have been physical and have been around forever.
like in a bathroom stall.
Like in a bathroom stall, or even just the slide on the chain. I mean, that's all the same crap. So
So anyway, like,
put it on a computer.
the big problem in America and in a lot of other countries are patent trolls. They see this as a system that the courts really don't understand the system. Number one, that's a problem, and then number two, they're like, hey, we can put a patent on anything. All we have to do is think of it. We don't actually have to write the code because they're granting these software patents, and then we can just say like, hey, we already have a patent for this.
Have you actually ever written code to make that? No, but I came up with the idea. Okay, well, I wrote the code all on my own in a basement.
Well, we
somewhere,
had the
so
idea first.
hike off.
It's like, it's ridiculous. It's like that's the equivalent of someone saying like, well, I had the idea for Jurassic Park and I wrote down on a piece of paper a movie about dinosaurs on an island that eat people. They were cloned.
Yeah.
And then like that.
You know what? If that's the
means-
case, then Apple owes me. If that was actually the case, and I could come up with that kind of idea, I wrote a letter to myself back in 1997 about. It was right after MP3s just first came out, and I wrote this whole nice letter about getting a portable MP3 player, something that you could build. It was right before I got a hold of the Diamond Rio. I was like, I need something that I could put in my car, something kind of interface with the car, play a bunch of MP3s. So iPod, you owe me about $17 billion.
Look at this software patents, 1991, and this is 2011.
Jesus.
This is, see that blue line right there on top? That's all other patents, all categories, and this is just software patents. So now we have more software patents than every other category combined, and that's because the patent trolls are abusing the system.
You know what's really funny is if something happens and there's like a giant EMP in the entire system, all of the computers all die, all these software patents are worthless.
Is that even plausible? There's probably backups.
It's an EMP, it's going to wipe out everything. I'm just going with the sci-fi run-of-the-mill, something bad happens.
That'd be cool.
Bam. Really software. Oh, I have a patent on that. Yeah, okay. Well, we reinvented the computer. Now, pike off.
All right, one more article, then we're going to go run around PAX.
Okay.
Steve Ballmer. He's stepping down, but anyway.
Wasn't he saying he was going to be here for another 3 years?
What's that?
Wasn't he saying just a couple weeks ago saying that he was going to be at Microsoft for another 3 years?
Yeah, but now it's going to be next year. He's going to be gone.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, in doing so, he's essentially.
Good luck with your retirement.
Yeah,
Get out of the
he
limelight.
made $625 million firing himself.
That's
but I guess
usually how it works.
that's
It's called
pretty
a
much how it works.
CEO severance package. Hi, I no longer have to work, so let me just give myself a huge chunk of change, because it's like I don't know. It's
Well, this is funny. That's the way it normally works. But you know where it actually came from?
no.
When he quit, the stock jumped up like 8%. So his shares, $625 million extra dollars in his pocket. He's already worth like 16 bill.
Wow, that's even more ridiculous. Wow, I quit. My share price went up. God, I wish I could do that. I quit. No.
He's like, yep. So I want to say thanks to Corsair. That was really awesome for them. That's why we're here. And then we also have some MSI laptops to edit on. That's really saving the day. I'll be editing
Thank
the rest
you.
of the day. I'll be editing this and a bunch of other things the rest of the day. So even though this will be like the first video, there will be more videos coming out. We're here with Jason from Corsair. We're sitting on a couch, Jason, not a love seat. We've never actually been on a couch.
We have
with the
not.
tech.
Yes, we're
So-
we're a little close, but I think that's
Yeah.
okay.
And this is actually the first time that the tech has been on a couch too. So
Okay.
it's kind of cool to have Corsair and,
Well-
and Jason here for that.
I'm glad there's a first.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So what do you do at Corsair?
So I'm the product manager for keyboards, mice, headsets, and mouse mats.
Awesome. That's a lot of stuff.
That is a lot of stuff. It's an exciting job. It's a really fun job, and I'm a gamer, and I really like all the products, and I put my heart and soul into making the best gaming products out there.
You know, it's I'm not going to say rare, but a lot of the hardware companies you see, they have a lot of guys that are representing these products that don't actually play games. So it's actually cool. What kind of games are you into?
Well, I play a lot of first-person shooters. So right now I play Counter-Strike Go, and I play Battlefield 3. I got Battlefield 4 on pre-order, and then I dab in League of Legends every once in a while.
Yeah.
So I put in my Steam account and Counter-Strike, put in about 20 to 25 hours a week of gaming.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
So-
that's amazing. All right, how about this? Favorite first-person shooter of all time on the PC?
Counter-Strike. for
Counter-Strike?
Sure. Yeah.
First one?
Yep, I've been playing Counter-Strike since the betas originally, so for 10 plus years now, I would
Wow,
say.
back before Valve got their hands on it and everything, right?
Yep. Played in the betas 1.0, 1.1, 1.3, 1.5, 1.6.
Old school and hardcore, you hear that?
Yes.
All right, let's get back to the products. We'll come back and talk about some games in just a second.
Okay.
Now, what are you guys showing here at PAX?
So at PAX, the big thing is the headsets. So we every headset we have at our booth is new to our lineup. So we have the HS30, HS40, which are Raptor gaming headsets, and then we have the Vengeance 1400, the 1500, and also the brand new wireless headset, the Vengeance 2100. So big on the headsets, and we also have a keyboard that we just announced yesterday, which is the K30.
Oh, the K30. Tell us a little bit about the K30.
The K30, okay. K30 is a $59.99 rubber dome keyboard. It's backlit, single color red. It has 6 macro keys. It's anti-ghosting, and it's just a nice, unique build. And people are familiar with like K70 with the raised keycaps. We take that same concept and bring it to a membrane rubber dome keyboard.
Now, we've got a lot of mechanical keyboard elitists on our website that yell at anybody that doesn't have a mechanical keyboard.
Yes.
And then you got the guys that do like the rubber domes, and a lot of people that are worried about the quality versus because you've got like 30 million clicks with the K70. How's the quality on the rubber domes?
Yeah, the quality's going to be great. We spent a lot of time in doing testing to make sure that the quality was great and that the key fill was great. And for me, I personally like the rubber dome. I can use all the mechanicals. I can use the K70, but K50 and K30, I'm currently using membrane right now. Going back to Counter-Strike, doing the strafing, I like the rubber dome a little bit more than mechanical.
Really, even better than the browns and reds?
I use those at work, more when I'm typing a lot, but I like for strafing in certain games, I definitely like rubber dome.
When I'm asleep and someone else is in the room, rubber domes are nice, and so are the reds.
Yes, no,
really, really nice.
Definitely with roommates, if you're pounding those blues, sometimes you can wake people up.
All right, now let's go to the headset for just a minute. What are you currently using just for your personal use?
Personal headset. Well, I'm using the 2100 now. It was the 2000 prior. So I'm using the wireless headset, 7.1 surround sound, Dolby. I can move around. I could walk away from my desk. I was like one of those guys where you put the headset on and then you walk away and it's connected, and then I'm ripping it out, or all of a sudden I'm jerking my head. So I like the wireless headset. Really good for CS because of positional audio and the microphone quality is big thing that we really focused in on that headset.
Now, speaking of positional quality, I know it's the 7.1 is done in software, correct?
Yes.
Now, how does that? Because I haven't tried them out yet, so I can't speak from experience. But how is that when you're actually in the game? Are you actually able to tell where the enemies are in the environment?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. That's the worst thing is I hate people coming up behind me and knifing me and making me look like a total noob. And so the positional audio, we took a lot of. We wanted to make sure we got it right. So yes, you will see from you will hear from all directions.
See with your ears.
Yes. Well, that was like yesterday. I was doing the virtual reality thing, and that was pretty
the Oculus
insane.
over there.
Yes, that was pretty insane. But the positional audio is great. It's center, left, right, all the angles. And I think that was one thing I really wanted to stress with our headsets was the positional audio.
Now, I've only tried the Vengeance out. They were really comfortable, so I want to give you guys some kudos for that. Did I say kudos? I don't think I've ever said that before. I'm on a couch. I said kudos. Something's wrong with me.
And you're in Seattle.
I'm in Seattle.
Yeah.
Actually, I like it. I hear the West Coast is nice.
I've used the word kudos before. Though.
Have you?
Yeah.
So it's okay then?
Yeah, it's all right.
All right.
It's not awkward at all.
Good. So what else is going on with CORSAIR at the booth? Any crazy contests or anything like that?
Well, we have the cosplay, which, it's pretty amazing. If nobody's ever been to PAX, you get in here and there is, people dressed up everywhere. And, the girls with their boyfriends, and both of them are in characters for like League of Legends games or any game, pretty much PC, console.
Yeah.
So, we're doing a cosplay where you go up and we'll judge and who has the best outfit. We also do a singing contest, a cappella style.
Oh, yeah, I might go do that. When is that?
That is at 12 o'clock for all 4 days. I like big butts, things like that. So,
I know all those words by heart. No.
We actually had a kid about 12 years old that couldn't do the Vanilla Ice song.
Really?
I don't think he ever heard it, and he thought it was cool. And I'm like, have you seen Ninja Turtles or anything like that?
Wow.
So usually the best ones are when they're the most brutal.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty awesome. All right, well, thanks for coming on the show, and keep gaming. We should play some games or something sometime.
We should.
You ever play Chivalry?
No.
I got my Chivalry show.
No,
you need to check that out if you like. It's a little bit slower paced.
Yeah. Is it a shooter or? Is it...
It's a first-person slasher.
Okay.
But a lot of tactics, a lot of parrying. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's
I'll have to try it. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be dancing with somebody for 5 minutes before someone finally gets the death blow.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Okay. Fun,
so you know it's gonna be good.
Yeah, we should play some of that, or then you can come in Counter Strike. I was just saying that because I do not want to play Counter Strike with you.
Yeah. You have a Steam account, I hope, so we can add friends and we'll get in there and.
Maybe we'll stream that one of these days. I don't know. Let us know if you want that in the comments.
Yeah.
You know, if there's like 90 comments, maybe we'll think about it. No, I'm not gonna make you guys do that.
Well, I said I play Counter Strike, but everybody's telling this guy's complete noob. Let's see, and we should get on there and let people judge.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Man. All right, appreciate you coming on.
Definitely.
Thanks.
Thank you.
This is our newest gaming notebook that was just released a few weeks ago. This is the GS70 Stealth. This is the thinnest and lightest 17-inch gaming notebook on the market to date.
It looks, the form factor kind of reminds me of an Ultrabook. I mean, you use that sort of like, for inspiration, or?
Yes, we definitely are trying to go more towards, as you can see, this is a more form factor gaming built for portability, but without losing much of the performance. For the designs of this notebook, it was purely based on a sleek and slim feel, a very portable 17-inch gaming notebook that doesn't lose, we don't sacrifice any performance in a form factor build. So this pretty much has all the full features of our standard line of gaming notebooks. Here, as you can see from the keyboard here, we got the SteelSeries gaming keyboard that has been redesigned specifically for the GS70 to kind of match the same feel of the designs. It's also got an updated LED backlighting for it, so it's much clearer, sharper. As always, as for all our gaming notebooks, it also has an anti-reflective screen. It's a matte screen. And this unit, particularly that we're showcasing today, is running on a 128GB SSD and a 750GB hard drive. This is still also part of the GE series. However, this is a little bit newer. This is our 14-inch version, the GE40. So as you can see already, it's very slim, it's very light, and it was made for portability. It's for definitely for people who travel often, don't want to lug around a huge 15-inch notebook. It's got pretty good specs. It's got GeForce GTX 760M graphics card in there, so it can still play your games. Not necessarily all in high settings or whatever, but at least more of the casual gaming. And this one has 128GB SSD and a 750GB hard drive. This also has a amplified audio ports for your headsets, so it increases the sound output. So if you're ever on a plane or anything, and you get really high quality sound output out of your headsets, headphones, anything you want.
It's actually really handy for me.
Yeah. So it's very nice. It's also got this actually still can output 2 external displays if you need to. So if you have extra displays at home, this still has a matrix display feature, but it can only output up to 2.
Now, what resolutions does that support? It doesn't support 4K, does it, or does it?
No, this one does not.
1440p?
1440p, yes, this one would. And then, so this is definitely the unit for anyone who is traveling often. The price range for this unit is around $12.99 to $13.99.
Okay, I'll take one. All right, let's talk about the games. We've been playing a few games. We're going to do some more gaming today and tomorrow, and then make another video telling you guys what you guys should look for. We played Contrast, or actually I played Contrast.
I watched you play it. It was actually really cool. I liked it. I want to play that.
I played a PS4.
That's right. You did. Actually, yeah, you did.
You pointed. You're like, "Hey, what controller is in your hand?" I was just playing. I didn't even pay attention to the controller.
Yeah.
And you're like, "What are you holding?" I'm like,
I recognized that it wasn't an Xbox controller. And I was like, "That's cool. I like the fact that it's not an Xbox controller." Then I'm like, "Hey, wait a minute. What is that?" I'm like, "Isn't that the new one?"
That's the PS4 controller, but it didn't look that incredible. It looked like a really high-end PC game, better than like a. It looks about like a really high-end PS3 game, maybe even as well. But just a lot of fun, interesting game where you can actually jump into the shadows and run around. I only got to play like the first little bit of the first level, third person platformer, and then when you jump into the shadows, it's kind of a
2D side scroller.
2D, 3D because you can run around corners and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because you can run wherever the shadows go. So it was pretty interesting. It can be I can see some interesting puzzles coming out of that. Maybe some interesting combat. Let's see. Then you played Beat Buddy.
Beat Buddy. Hold on, I gotta get my Beat Buddy. They gave me a mini Beat Buddy.
You
Check
got a Beat
this
Buddy?
guy out.
Right
They
there?
gave me a Beat Buddy.
The Beat Buddy right there.
Oh no! Throwing him around. What are you
I
doing?
didn't throw him. He jumped.
Well,
Dude,
he
he's
does
like
that.
trying to kill himself.
This
Why?
game was really, really cool.
Can he hang right there?
This one, it was probably not.
Do it. Oh yes.
Yeah, look at that. Okay, so
The
anyway,
Beat Buddy.
The Beat Buddy. So,
that
Beat
way.
Buddy. Beat Buddy was really cool. Speaking of headphones and music and audio, Beat Buddy was really awesome. It was a snazzy little game where it was like a 2D platformer with a really cool 3D kind of like Trine style. It's 2D, but the 3D is just kind of like the background and
I
stuff.
loved the artwork in this game, but I was turned
busy-
off by it at first. Let me say this: I was turned off because the level that you were playing was like a house techno-y level, more of a house style beat, right?
Yeah.
And I can't stand that kind of music. But then when we talked to the guy, he was like, no. The game is going to support all different genres of music, so you cannot just say, I hate the game because I don't like house. There'll be a level that's house, but there'll also be a rock and roll level and a jazz level and whatever
That
else.
was really cool. Anyway, so the
even chiptune level. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so the soundtrack of the game is actually really, really awesome, and it's very important to mention that because the soundtrack on the level is like this song that you're kind of composing as you're navigating this level. There's little creatures that show up, like there's these weird look like hermit crabs sticking out of a hole, and they're like tapping on the wall, and they're making
And that's a beat.
and then you smack them and they stop, and it makes another creature that's in the level stop doing what it's doing, and it's like these things are like the I don't know, the drummers, so they're setting the beat. That's these other things kind of pulsating, and when you turn these things off, these things stop, and it allows you to pass them, and then they come back on.
And then maybe the air vents underwater will sound like an organ or something.
Yeah.
And as you go through the level, you activate more layers of the music.
Yes.
And pretty much, like you just said, compose a song.
So yeah, from the beginning you kind of get a little bit, and then as you get through the level, it becomes more and more predominant. The song, you kind of compile it together, and the song itself cycles through parts of at least the level I was playing on, the loops of it. So when you like stop the crabs from making their noise, there's a set amount of time before it like kicks back to the beginning of the measure, and then they start. It's in time with it's not just randomly 3 seconds and they come back. It's with the tune of the music.
I want to know how many people out there would grab a copy of this game if one or two of the levels were Zweihander music.
Yeah, that would be very.
We talked to the
very
developer,
cool.
and he was like, yeah, we could totally do that. We've got a few extra levels that need music.
I think it helped that he was he was German.
Yeah, and he saw the name Zweihander. He was like,
That's very German. We're like, yes,
interesting.
it is.
You'd
That'd
buy
be
it,
very
right?
cool. I would
I'd
totally
buy
play
it.
that. Dude,
I would
I'd
buy
play
it.
it right now. It's like I use a lot of your Zweihander stuff to play audio surf when I'm bored. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to start setting the records for those things, and then people are going to be like, crap, we have to go in there and beat him.
Audio Surf 2, let's talk about that one
Speaking
now.
of audio surf,
Audio Surf 2, you're actually surfing this time. You're on a surfboard. It looks kind of weird. You're not in like...
Yeah, you're not in the spacecraft. It looks like you're on like a digital surfboard with a dude on top, and he's kind of hanging out.
Riding the
He's
audio
riding
wave.
the audio wave, which
You
I
get
thought
it?
was yeah.
You get it?
Audio surfing wave. Yeah,
Wave,
and
audio
it was
wave,
actually pretty
surf.
cool. I thought it looked really interesting. It looked whatever level they were playing. It looked
It
like
looked
they were
just like the
doing,
first one to me, except 3D'er. Is that
Yeah,
a word?
it had a little more. Well, the first one's just very, polygon, very simple. This one it looked like it had a little bit more enhancements to it.
It was a little bit more difficult to tell what was coming because there's actually like ups and downs.
Yeah, and we didn't spend a lot of time playing it just yet. But I'm gonna get in and I'm gonna really dig into that one because that one I like that game and I like
Audio Surf
I
was
like
awesome.
music.
I mean, it was just fun. So, Even the Ocean was maybe the same guys that did Anodyne.
Yes.
And you got to play that one for a little bit. We really didn't get into it enough. All you were doing basically was running around with your shield blocking stuff. It's a 2D pixel art platformer. And
I mean, it's in early stages right now, but I think it looks really promising. The guys who made Anodyne, they've got a good head on their shoulders, and I think that's going to turn out to be really
Yeah, if you liked Anodyne, I mean, Anodyne was pretty much a darker Zelda clone. But it was a little different than Zelda. But if you like that game, perhaps you should check out this game, even though it's a 2D side-scroller now. Similar flavor. So
Yeah. Aztez was the other one that we looked at yesterday.
Yeah,
That
the
one-
monochrome
that one was,
beat 'em up.
Yeah, the company that makes it's called Team Colorblind, which I thought was really hilarious. It was very monochrome, so it was a very your characters were black with white highlights, and then the background was white, and it was just a kind of a you described it as a final fight.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't like beat 'em up games. I always felt like you just run around and smash buttons. I mean, I feel like most beat 'em up games, I could take the controller and just smack my ass with the controller for about an hour, and maybe I'll win, maybe I'll lose. I don't know.
You probably would win. That would actually be very effective.
Yeah.
For Final Fight kind of games, absolutely.
Yeah.
This one was a little different because
What I coined the term, it's a finesse beat 'em up.
it is, and it's you've got two buttons for strikes. You can hit with the like your club, then you can hit with the shield. You can hit up and hit with the shield, and you knock them into the air, which gets you like a juggle kind of thing. And if you don't do them in the right order, the right time, or if you're hitting the button rapidly, like I was, because I initially hit it, I was just doing the button mashing kind of because it's just a
Yeah, but
fighting game.
you got to block.
But you do
dodge,
have to block. You can
got
dodge.
special
you
moves.
can jump. You have a couple of special moves. When you're in the air, if you're swinging your club, you hang in the air while you're swinging your club, and you'll just stop and swing the club, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not falling, and you have to hit down to like a strike, and then you just strike straight down. So it's not like you can't jump and then lunge and hit somebody, which I kept wanting to do because that's what they were doing. Like I want to do that, and it didn't work very well. But it was kind of an interesting game, and it took a little bit of getting into. Was once I got into it, it was like, okay, this is going to be different than just Final Fight. So I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm gonna get into that a little more. This one I really was. I was really excited about talking to these guys, and we're going to go talk to them some more because these guys are pretty cool. Lifeless Planet.
Lifeless Planet looks really interesting.
You're a spaceman. You're in a giant spacesuit, and you're on a planet that is not here. And I don't quite get what was going on. The preview had more questions by the end of it than answers. And I'm like, I want to play this. What really grabbed my attention, to be perfectly honest with you, is the guy, the lead developer. He's in Alaska. He actually lives in
Like
Palmer,
from
Alaska.
your
Yeah,
hometown,
and the
right?
other guy, he lives in Denver now, but he's from Wasilla, and I'm like, holy crap, how do we not know each other previously? This is weird. They were pretty cool, and they had a couple other guys on the team, but those two we were talking to. We're going to go talk to them some more. But
It's a 3D exploration game that has some kind of a very eerie vibe.
yeah,
I mean,
the preview, the trailer that they had was like you were listening to an interview of the main character that you're playing. And you're listening to this interview that the news team was having before he went on this lightning, speed of light trip across the galaxy to this planet. It's going to take 15 Earth years, and he's going to get there in a blink of an eye. To him, anyway, from his perspective, which is pretty crazy. So it was. I mean, the game itself looks really crazy, and the world. You talk a little about the world and what you saw running around in.
Well, I mean, it's like if you play the game Waking Mars, that game has sort of a strange atmosphere to it. This one is even, sort of similar, but even more so because it's 3D. And I don't know, you guys have to check it out. You guys can see on the screen what it looks like. So that's pretty much all we need to say. What else have you been playing today?
I went in and I played this game called Telepath Tactics. It reminds me of your turn-based tactical strategy games like Final Fantasy Tactics, Fire Emblem, or what was the other one I played when I was younger? Shining Force or Shining Force 2. And it was
so JRPG vibe to it too?
Not even, not slice, but it's all tactical.
More
it's
about
tactical.
tactics?
Like Final Fantasy Tactics was there was an RPG storyline to it, but instead of being like just the attack, defend, use magic kind of crap, it's a strategy game. So you are turn-based strategy. You've got your characters on the map. You move them around. You attack an enemy. You get behind them. You do more damage. That kind of jazz. And it's very, like I said, it's very reminiscent of Tactics, except it's all 2D. It's not 3D. Where Tactics had like a multi-layers and levels and stuff. But this is just flat. It looked really cool. It was kind of fun to play. I got a kick out of that one. I'm gonna go back and play some more. But you should probably check it out. You might like it.
Incognita.
That one right there was really, really cool. It's made by the same company that made Mark of the Ninja and
it's Klein Entertainment.
What was Klein Entertainment?
And Don't Starve.
Don't Starve. That's the one.
So this game, it's different than all those games. It's a turn-based strategy espionage game. That's the point is to get into these levels, avoid the guards, and get out of the levels. But there is some combat. You can avoid the combat entirely, but if you do get into combat, it is very XCOM style.
Yeah,
and even the movement and the grid, everything felt like XCOM to me.
Yeah, no. When we were playing it, it did look a lot like the turns, switching between turns was very XCOM Remembrance, and then there was the combat. You got to play combat. The levels are dynamically generated, so you have a mission to do something, and you have a dynamically generated level. And I didn't run into any guards.
Yeah, I ended up getting killed by a bunch of them.
Yeah, I watched you like smack them over the head. I mean, you could kill them, but you can also just incapacitate them. You decided to incapacitate, which came back to kick your ass in the end because the dude didn't stop. He just shot you in the back.
Yeah.
Guards, man.
The alpha pre-release is going to be out, I think, next month on Steam. So you guys check out that game if you like turn-based strategy, espionage, stealth, all the three of those things.
It kind of had a turn-based kind of feel of almost like a Syndicate.
Yeah,
like old school Syndicate. That's the kind of atmosphere that I got from the game. But then it felt more like
spies versus corporations too. But this time you were a spy for a corporation. So, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So that's pretty much all the gaming. We're gonna go do a lot more. Just go run around.
Yeah, we're just gonna run around.
Ah, yes, I love Control-Shift-T.